Good day, grade 12 student. For today's lesson, we're going to talk about the literature of the Philippines in the American period. During the American period, English became the medium of instruction. Filipino writers transitioned from using regional languages in Spanish to English. Even though literature in this period was an exercise in grasping another foreign language, writers churned out stories that have been considered the best of the Philippine literature. The selected stories to be studied today are at least 80 years old. Here are the Filipino writers and authors. Paz Marquez-Benitez was born in Lucena City, Quezon Province in 1894. Mrs. Benitez was among the first batch of the graduates of the University of the Philippines, Manila in 1912. Later in 1960, she went back to the UP to teach story writing until 1951, when she took over as editor of the Philippines Journal of Education for more than 20 years. The previous editor was her late husband, UP College Education Dean Francisco Benitez. She founded the Philippines Women's College and Women's Home Journal in 1990. She devoted her life in editing and in teaching than in writing career. Without a doubt, Mrs. Benitez has contributed to the Philippines literature through her iconic Dead Stars and through many of her students who become published writers. She passed away in 1983 at the age of 89 years old. Next writer, Jose Garcia Villa. He was born in Singalong, Manila to prominent parents in 1908. Mr. Villa was suspended from University of the Philippines for publishing his erotic poems, Man Songs, in 1929. But his story won up the best story of the year from Philippine Free Press magazine. He decided to leave for United States of America. He graduated in University of Mexico and he went on to Columbia University for his master's. He was a teacher, poet, literary critic, and a cultural attaché of the Philippines to the United Nations. Third one, Paz M. Latorena. She was born in Boac, Marinduque in 1908. She studied in the University of the Philippines in Manila, where she was taught by Paz Marquez-Benitez as literary editor of Herald Midweek magazine. Miss Benitez published Miss Latorena's stories when the latter was a freshman in college. Miss Latorena founded the UP Writers Club and managed its publication. However, she transferred to the University of Santo Tomas, where she earned her education degree. Because of the talent of the different authors and Filipino, they have received different awards from Carlos Palanca Awards. In 2001, the essay, Quina and Lee Chua. She is a PhD degree, a full professor at Ateneo de Manila University. Also her alma mater. She graduated summa cum laude as BS Mathematics in 1987. Then, continue with master degree in counseling psychology and doctorate degree in clinical psychology. She has written more than 40 books on education, family businesses, math, popular science, and inspirational stories. Dr. Lee writes the All in the Family column, the business section of the Philippine Daily Inquirer every Friday. Some of her notable recognitions include the Outstanding Youth Filipinos, the Outstanding Woman in the Nation Service, and the Metro Bank Foundation Outstanding Teacher Awards, including the Great Men and the Women of the Science, the Outstanding Youth Scientist, and the Jose Rizal Awards for Excellence in 2010. Year 2003, the Future Fiction. In future fiction, we have Ricardo J. Fernando. He was an accomplished television and screenwriter. He took up creative writing in Filipino at the University of the Philippines, Diliman in 2005. He started working at ABS-CBN. In 2014, he created the famous TV show My Legal Wife and some of the popular TV series like Got to Believe, Princess and I, Maria La del Barrio, and other. He wrote the screenplays of the recent hit movies Forevermore and One More Try. Other hits include My Cactus Heart, No Other Woman, Babe I Love You. He is a member of the writers group called Lyra. In year 2006, we have poetry. In poetry, Lawrence Lacambra Ypil is a poet and essayist from Cebu, Philippines. He received an MFA in creative writing poetry from Washington University in St. Louis on a Fulbright scholarship, and he has completed the MFA in non-fiction writing from the University of Iowa. His first book of poems, The Highest Hiding Place, was given the Magical Gonzalez Best First Book Award, received the Academy of American Poets Prize, and the Philippines Free Press Awards, and the Don Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards, among others. He is currently writing inspired by the 1904 St. Louis World Fair, and which examine photographs and objects from the Philippine Exposition and explore the role of the material culture. He is currently the writer in residence at Yale and U.S. College in Singapore. In year 2007, we have the Carlos Palanca Awards in category Play. Debbie Ann Tan is a freelance writer, playwright, a modern Chinoy born and raised in Manila. She graduated Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing at La Salle University and a Fellow of the 6th Ateneo NCCA National Writer Workshop. She won the 2007 First Prize Palanca Memorial Award for The Time Waits and the second place in 2008 for Teroristang La Bandera. She was an UBOD Series grantee of the National Commission for Culture and Arts. Her plays are included in anthologies such as the Philippine Pen and the Cultural Center of the Philippines, CCP Virgin Lab Fest. Some of her plays have been produced and staged in Manila. Next one, Carlos Palanca Award Year 2010, category Kabataan Essay. Christopher S. Rosales finished Bachelor of Science in Electronic Engineering at the Technological University of the Philippines in Manila. He won the Palanca Memorial Award for Literature for Gulayan Classroom in 2010. He was given a Talaan Ginto Gawad Commission ng Wikang Filipino for Poetry and a winner of Lampara Books Children's Story Writing Contest. He has authored 2 books for children, Si Berting, Ang Batang Uling, and Namimingwit sa Langit. He is an engineer by profession, but Mr. Rosales find time to pursue his writing career as well. Last one, the Carlos Palanca Award in 2011, Ilocano Short Story category. Ariel S. Tabag is a Ilocano writer, editor, translator, and musician. He is a fellow of the 41st UP National Writers Workshop. He has won awards from Palanca Awards including the short story Saddam, NCCA's Writers Prize, Talaang Gintong Gantimpalang Colantes of the Commission sa Wikang Pilipino and Ilocano Regional Literary Contest. He is the author of Karapote, Curion, an anthology of Ilocano stories that won the 2011 National Book Award for Ilocano Fiction. He is currently the Secretary General of the GUMIL Filipinas, an organization of Ilocano writers, and edits the Banawag magazine's poetry selection. Now, you can proceed having your module, answer your seat work, quiz, and weekly assessment. Good luck!